Chat Pile, God's Country album review. Let's chat about it. Hey friends, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning. Here tonight to chat about this new album from Chat Pile. And yes, it's a little late, but this is a little different this time around. Let me explain. On this channel, I'm pretty meticulous about my schedule. I have my calendar wrote out for months in advance. I usually have things pretty planned out. I'm a very organized person at the end of the day. And very rarely do I kind of branch off from that calendar unless a big album comes out or something drops unexpectedly that's big enough to talk about. But very rarely do, albums just come up that I just have to stop everything for and just rearrange my entire schedule, but yet here we are. Chat Pile are an Oklahoma City-based sludge metal and noise rock band. They've been dropping EPs that have been very warmly received for the last few years, but this is their full-length debut, and I caught a single or two leading up to this thing. I thought it sounded really good, but listening to the whole album, like I said, I had to rearrange almost my entire schedule for the last few days because goddamn, this album starts off with Slaughterhouse. Well, shit, man. Yeah, this is awesome. The explosion of vocals, this bulky riff that just rips through everything in its path, the suffocating and noisy production. Yeah, this is right up my alley, man. It's harsh, it's sweaty, it's disgusting, and I love the pensive and tortured vocal delivery we get here. It's really one of the most intense things I've heard all year, and if this couldn't be any more up my alley. I love just the urgency behind this track. It sounds like if this track wasn't released, it was going to spontaneously combust, even though I'm pretty sure it's combusting anyway. Yeah, welcome to hell, my friends. Up next, Why is pretty awesome too. I mean, I hope you are in the mood to pump some damn iron. This riff once again is so freaking bulky and monolithic. The production is just soul crushing. This is brutal, and once again, this very intense, in-your-face vocal performance and lyrical topic is certainly not going to be for the faint of heart. It is so simple, yet so incredibly effective. My only advice is to buckle up and brace yourself. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Yeah, hunker down, amigos. Pamela's pretty great, too. I mean, this track is a little more streamlined. A little bit, at least as far as Chat Pile's concerned. I mean, while instrumentally not as breakneck and explosive and just ready to just pounce at any moment, the impending dread of this track and the sheer amount of tension will keep you on your toes. It is absolutely suffocating. Chat Pile have a hell of a sound. To one extent, it reminds me of the sort of caveman frat party that Dope Body was giving us for years, but it also has the spontaneous post-hardcore edge of like a Ken mode. Oh, and the heavily repeated Waiting to Die lyric and the impending doom of this track and the tormented vocals once again. It's a trip. It is an intense, hellish track for the ages, and let me tell you, even when this album gets quiet for a few moments, nothing goes to the wayside. As a matter of fact, it's even more tense. It's like a really great horror movie when you're in the quietest scene and you think something's gonna pounce at some moment. That's what you get here. I also would not be surprised at all if they were heavily influenced by Slint. That's just me though. And if Pamela was a pressure cooker of a track, Wicked Pump It Dance is absolutely the release. This track is wild, it is off the rails, it is rowdy, it is in your face. And the very manic vocals of lead singer Raygun Bush, I see what you did there, continue to be a major selling point and one of my favorite things about this album. It is so brutal. If you like the noisier side of rock music, this should be very high up in your queue. I mean, late in the album there are some lesser moments, but even they have elements to it that I really like. Like, The Mask is one of very few tracks here that I'm not completely enamored with. It's on paper probably my least favorite track here. It's not the worst thing in the world, but the vocals on this track, which have been a major selling point for me, are just not up to snuff. The production isn't as suffocating either, which stinks. I don't know, this track, just of all the 9 tracks here, to me at least seems the most unfocused. And I don't care if I burn, I can totally see, why you would get this. Like, if you're a fan of Daughters specifically, the You Won't Get What You Want album, this is gonna be a treat for you. And look, it is all tension, 100% tension, and it is really disturbing in its own right. But of all the 9 tracks here, this track could have easily been left off, and I don't know, I kind of probably would have liked the album a little bit better. But like I said, if you are a fan of the heavier things in music, this is required listening. Anywhere is one of the most menacing and diabolical things I've heard all year. There is absolutely no stopping this riff. It is just pummeling. It is monolithic, and I love the constantly freaking out vocals that are so paranoid. I love it. The lyrics are pretty horrifying as well, but all of this being said, I can't look away from what's happening in front of me. Hell, even the short moments of release that we get on this track are borderline beautiful. Instrumentally though, not lyrically, that is pretty gruesome. On the other hand, Tropical Beaches Incorporated is one of the more fluid, dare I say, progressive sounding tracks. I don't know, it almost reminds me of something off of, like, I don't know, Mastodon's Blood Mountain, but it is just as calculating, and the very paranoid, tense vocals are just reaching out and begging to be heard in between all this madness and destruction. Brutal, it's chugging, it punches you right in the freaking mouth. And the award for the best title to a track I've heard this year goes to Grimace Smoking Weed.jpg. We are 9 tracks into this album, and somehow this is the most tormented and tortured track here by quite a large margin. It is also 9 minutes long. Buckle up. It is a bad trip of a track that sounds like just that, a bad trip with a purple monster, and it is wild. Like, it is so over the top at points that I almost have to laugh, but it's also harrowing and terrifying and very intense and real, and I could not think of a better way for this album to end. Yeah, this album's awesome. Yeah, there's a reason why I had to recalculate my calendar for this week, because this album has stolen my heart right now. It is easily one of the heaviest and most diabolical things I've heard in any genre this year, and easily one of the best rock albums I've heard all year. It is intense, the production is suffocating, the vocals are paranoid and tense and really captivating. The instrumentals will just knock you the hell out. Yeah, this album is awesome. If you are a fan of anything in the heavier realm of rock music, you are going to want to hear this, and hear this quick. I am feeling a very strong 8 on this album. Let me know what you all think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, friends, have a great day.